Just impressions of Rutgers and kind of what they've done this year.
Well, obviously, it really starts with their physicality and their defense. They're a very good defensive team. Cliff causes problems in the middle with his ability to change shots and block shots. And I think that's the number one thing for us, is just to be able to embrace that physicality and handle that physicality and be functional as a team. But they're very good defensively. They have a wide range of guys, especially guards, that on a given night, can really take it to you. And so, before they've had a perimeter guy that you knew was their main guy, and now it's more balanced, but it's also a little scarier because you don't know, who could come off the bench and get 20 for him, or who's starting to get 20 for him. Hyatt's been real consistent for him as that combo forward. Mag is obviously now back playing. It gives him a lot of experience. But for us, I think it's going to being able to handle their pressure, whether they're trapping or pressing or mixing up their defenses or doing different things to Zach. I think it's going to be really important for us to take care of the basketball and then also rebound the basketball. They've traditionally been a very good rebounding team and very physical and athletic and long. So I think those two areas are going to be important once again.
Are they still getting into you defensively like they have in the past, even though they have some different personnel out there?
They do. Yeah, they do. It's not the same just because, last year they had guys that would play 30, 33 minutes, Caleb McConnell, McCahey, and now the guys that are playing, the minutes are a little bit more balanced than that. But yeah, they're going to pressure, they're going to pressure the passer and then make it really hard for us to get the ball to Zach and make it really hard in ball screen offense for us. They get into the basketball, they get out, they drop coverage, they hedge, they'll down some things, so they'll mix some things up.
What's been the challenge in winning out there? It's been a while since you guys went out there.
Well, they've been good. He's a good coach, and defensively they do a lot of really good things that we just talked about. And that more than anything, and then we haven't shot the ball well. But I think a lot of that we haven't shot the ball well has had to do with their defense.
Is it fair to say this is the kind of architect of a team that you guys have really struggled with over the last season? If there is one, long guards, a lot of pressure. Does that make just focusing on possessions even more?
But the two games that we turned the ball over, you can find smaller guards on Northwestern's team. You find smaller guards on Nebraska's team. So it hasn't technically just been that. It's been more of us having unforced errors and allowing things to get to us instead of saying, you don't want to take the credit away from the defense, but if you go back and look at those types of turnovers that we've had in those games, they're unforced errors. They're us, putting ourselves in tough positions. And, but no, that's their pressure, causes problems for everybody. So I think it's one of the main things on our scouting report is being able to handle their pressure and their athleticism.
They've struggled offensively this year. So does that make not giving them the ball, giving them easy looks the other way even more important?
No, because, we've seen this before where, teams shoot well against us, right? Where you go in there and you're like, well, you should do X, Y, and Z, and then you get guys making really, really tough shots in a game and they get that hot hand. It's kind of that hot hand theory, right? So I'm a big believer when you're preparing for people, always prepare for their best and really try to sell that to your players and say, hey, here's where they are as a team, but always prepare for guards. I always talk about what their high game. This guy's had 26 in a game against a quality opponent. This guy's had 28 in a game. This guy's had 25. So even though those guys might all average 7, 8, 9, they still have the ability in that one game, to score the basketball.
Coming off a game where you didn't have any turnovers in the first half and only had 7 for the game, and one of those came at the very end. But just what was kind of the key there as you went back and looked at the film for you guys not to have those unforced errors? Right.
Yeah, just took care of the basketball. Made good decisions, moved the basketball when we had to. When you feed the post as much as us, you're going to have a couple in that area. We just are. It doesn't mean that we give into it and tell them it's okay, but you just are. And then we play through ball screens a lot and just making the right decisions on the break and just taking what the defense gives you. And you can't get enough good shots even when you're missing them. Keep getting good shots, and our ability to rebound really enforces that.
Just to complete the checklist for these seniors, they've won, I think, at every Big Ten arena except for Rutgers. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. I guess that's kind of a feather in a cap of what they've accomplished here if they can get the win on Sunday. So
Yeah,
how
'cause
difficult is that
you
to
don't
do?
play every place.
Right.
So you don't play every place every year, so it's not 4 times. You know, sometimes it's with Indiana, it's going to be 4 times, but everybody else, it's like 2 to 3 times. So, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's
But no, it's you're always looking to put something in front of them for motivation. Obviously, trying to win a Big Ten championship, trying to put yourself in the best possible situation for the NCAA tournament. We've done a lot of good things up to this point, but yeah, that's something that they'll know. I'm glad you told me. And so, but no, it's the one thing I know they have is a lot of respect, for Rutgers, and a lot of respect for their players and their program and how hard they play and how they go about it. And so, us winning there would, be a huge accomplishment for us just out of the respect we have for them.
But it's not necessarily a 1-year achievement, but a kind of a 4-year achievement to go out and win in every Big Ten arena.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many teams you've been involved in that did that.
That's a great accomplishment. I don't know if we have. Maybe a couple. We've had a couple groups be pretty successful.
You have had.
Have we had it? I need to sharpen up on the Chris Foreman game notes. I'm slacking.
The last few years, you've had quite a few.
Yeah. Right.
Lance has had a hot streak the last few games. Is that more shots just going in, or is he also playing better on the court offensively?
No, he's doing a good job for us. I think with someone who has scored in the past, like with this team, there's some games you don't get a lot of shots. And some games you do. Just let it organically happen. Whether that's in transition, whether that's in the half court. But no, he's played well. He has shot the ball well. He's competed. He brings a lot of energy. The energy he brings really